Great news, you are a new manager. Now what? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you some great new manager tips for you so that you can be successful in this new role. And if you stay tuned to the end of this video, I have something very special for you that is going to help you with all your projects as a new manager, because I promise you your team is going to have lots of them and it's going to ensure your success. Hi, if you're new here, welcome. Make sure you subscribe to the best career and project management advice coming to you every Wednesday. Now, if you're excited about these first-time manager tips, well then guess what? Like this video? Let's get to it. Prepare yourself for your new role. Just because you were awesome at what you did in your previous role, which is why you got this first-time manager job, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a great first-time manager. This is a common misconception within the corporate world. Just because you were good at, let's say, accounting, and you were a great accountant, doesn't mean you're going to be a great manager of accountants. So these are two totally different things. So prepare for this role. Understand that managing people for the first time is a lot different than doing your daily tasks. There's a whole bunch of nuances that you have to think about. So in order to prepare properly, make sure you understand all about HR, the policies, how it is that they want you to deal with employees. That becomes really important in your role. You also want to look and do some continuous improvement education for yourself. You probably focus technically a lot on some continuous improvement stuff in your old role. Now it's time for you to focus on some of those other skill sets like emotional intelligence, psychology 101, team dynamics, things that are going to be really important in your role now that you're managing a team. And don't forget, connect with your new manager. Find out from them what is it that they want you to do, because you now are you're dealing with two things here. You're dealing with your team now, which is awesome, but now you're also dealing with your new manager and strategy, because with being a management role, it's not just the people, but you have to take a look at company strategies and their goals, and now you're bringing those to fruition through your team members. So just remember, prepare as much as you can to be an awesome first-time manager. Get to know your team. Now that you're a first-time manager, your success or your failures are probably going to be banked a lot on your team. So get to know them. One of the biggest things I highly recommend is, yes, it's important to talk to people, particularly if you're coming into a team that you may not know, to get some feedback as to, can you give me some insight on some individuals? But as well, I want you to do this with a grain of salt. I want you to take a look at your team and give them a fresh slate, because there's something to be said that a manager really can dictate how the team behaves. So get to know them, give them a fresh start, maybe do some things so that you can have an understanding as to who they are, their strengths, their weaknesses, what goals do they have, what expectations do they have from you, and what do you have for them? It's really important to start off that relationship on the right foot. Yes, get your insight, but don't bank everything on that insight, because you'll be surprised. If you're an awesome manager, you're probably going to have awesome team members, and what happened in the past should stay in the past and keep your future bright. Find a mentor. I cannot tell you as a first-time manager how important this is. You are going to come across things that you've never experienced before, ever, because you've never been in a management role. So if you can find someone who has been in a management role, that would be amazing, because you can bounce off ideas, situations, how should you deal with things. It becomes really important to your success. So who could be a mentor for you? Well, the great news is a lot of organizations actually have mentorship programs. So find out from your HR department whether they do or don't. If they do, see who you can hook up with. And another thing too is you don't necessarily need your own internal HR department to find a mentor. You have friends and family. See if you can find someone on that end who can guide you, who you have a lot of respect for. And last but not least, if that's still a roadblock for you, there's tons of business coaches out there. You can go online and find one that resonates with you, who can be your sounding board, because you are going to experience things and come across situations that you probably and will want to have a second opinion. Lead by example. This is so important as a first-time manager. Actually, it doesn't matter if it's a first-time manager, or a second-time manager, or wherever in the hierarchy of management you are. Leading by example is critical because it is just going to ensure that your team understands the true expectations that you have and are not going to say, look, they're not doing what they say, so therefore I don't have to do it either, because that is a problem in the corporate world. So if you expect people to be on time, if you expect them to come up with solutions and not just problems, if you expect people not to gossip and have great team dynamics, then you have to show them the way. That is your job as a manager. So remember, what do you expect? Ensure that you are the shining representation of that expectation, and it will come back to you in spades. Time management. Oh, I cannot tell you how important this is going to be for you. I would love to say as a manager, your only job is to manage. That is, manage your team. Well, that is not the case. Sorry. Actually, you're going to have to not only manage your team, help your team, ensure that their roadblocks are removed, but you're going to have still a list of things and tasks that you're in charge of. So without becoming stressed out, which will not be good for you nor your team, it's going to be really important that you understand time management and some really good time management techniques. So what I'm going to suggest is, if you can do a lot of your activities first thing in the morning, the stuff that you need to get done, that is a great way to ensure that as things start coming to the surface, particularly issues that are happening during the day and things that you have to kind of deal with immediately, that it's not going to interrupt any flow that you have. One of the things I do, and I actually love and I recommend all the time, is book off power hours. So decide, whatever that may be, that you're going to book off time that no one can interrupt you, and you're going to have to teach people this. So there's a couple of ways you can do it. If you're in the office and you have a door, you definitely want to do this power hour here, which allows and notifies people. But the other option too is, if you're in more of an open space, you can actually do one of these tent cards, which will allow people, to know whether or not I'm available or not available. This is even great with meetings because there's a lot of open concepts where people can interrupt you and you really need to get your work done. So time management is going to be an amazing tool for you to use and be really disciplined with, because as management, you have double duty. You have people activities and your own activities that you need to now accomplish. So take away as many tips and tricks as possible to ensure your success, because your success really is going to be your team's success. Now that you have these great first-time manager tips that are going to help you be successful and ultimately help your team, you now totally need to get this from the link below. Your team's going to have projects. You're going to have projects. You're doing more strategic stuff. Please download this. This is only going to help you because it's going to tell you all the things that could go wrong and how you can ensure that you don't make those same mistakes. It's just going to set you up for success. On that note, I want to thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I really appreciate it. I hope you're finding value in this. Please share it with your family and friends and colleagues and your team. If you can give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, that would be great. And if you have any comments or other first-time tips for managers, please put it in the comments below. Until the next video. See ya.